Hello, Flosstube friends. How are you today? I'm happy to be here with you. And first of all, I'll introduce myself. My name is Lisa. I'm Little Annie Z on Instagram. And this is my mom and my Flosstube channel. And I just want to say welcome and thank you so much to all our new subscribers. And for all of you who have shouted us out and recommended our channel. We've been getting such great feedback and it's so heartwarming, so thank you. I am in my living room right next to my stitchy chair today because I don't know who I am, but I have started so many things and I have a lot of whips, so it was easier for me just to be here so I can just show you what I'm working on. I also have a lot of new starts and a couple FFOs. I have some fun finds and collection additions I wanted to share with you, and I guess a few helpful tips. So let's get started with one of my fully finished objects, and that is my Flossie Sampler by Mrs. Flossie Amy. This was so fun to stitch. I did mine in the combination of seashell-y and I think the other one was Charlotte's Pink. And I just framed it in a simple white frame. Let me give you the specifics on this while I hold it up. So this is on 18 count heirloom from Needle Bling Designs. And I did this 1/1, of course. This is Aida, and it's Weeks Dye Works Charlotte Pink and Classic Colorworks Seashell-y. So that was one of my FFOs. And then next, I finished this sampler pair that I have right here, and it's by Threadwork Primitives. This I did on 32 count Lakeside Straw Flower, and I watched Vanna the Twisted Stitcher. I watched her video on how to assemble one. This was a bit challenging. I did some frogging because I got confused with the instructions that came with the pattern. So I turned to Vanna and that helped me a lot. So here it is. I love how it turned out. I think it's okay for my first finish. My mom made that counting pin, so I put that in there because I wanted to hang this pear fruit waxer that I made. So this was a kit from Stitches Unlimited that I bought a couple years ago, and I'm just now getting around to doing it. Okay, so here was my mistake, and I hope you all have a sense of humor. This is the back of my the side view of the back of my pear. So this side doesn't look too bad. This side, I don't know what happened. My pear's got a big badonkadonk. But it's good. I love it. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I stuffed it with polyfill and lizard litter, and I had a stem that I was saving from a pumpkin. So this is just a combination of over-dyed flosses that came with the kit. So I believe it was all the called for. since it was already kitted up. And then with that, I made this Fresh Pears block quilt. And this came from the Farm Girl Vintage Lori Holt. I used her block pattern and Three Sisters Rendezvous fabric line. So I originally cut out enough fabric for 8 blocks, and I didn't use all of the blocks because as I was putting it together, I noticed that I wanted a table topper, so 4 blocks was the perfect size. These are 6-inch blocks, and this is the, let's see if I can share this with you, just right here. That's the block. And I had extra because, like I said, I cut out more. So what I did was I just labeled them in this little snack pack, and that way, if I want to make like a needle book or something, a 6-inch block would be perfect size for a needle book later on. So I just have all my pieces in here, and if I ever get around to that. So let me show you. So as you can see, I staggered the blocks. I did red and green pairs, and this is a binding-less, boundless way that I like to do small projects like this, because there is no binding. And I think I've explained this in one of my other videos, that the way you layer the projects, or layer the layers, the backing, the top, and the batting, you get, you can sew it all the way around and turn it, and then join, do your stitch here to connect it. And this is the back. It's a really pretty fabric line. And it sits up here. So I plan to do more pairs, and everything I'll make a display with just pairs. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. We'll see. Let's see what else. Oh, okay, let me just show you before, about the fruit waxers. I made a few more. This is a strawberry one. An apple. Let's see, I've got some cherries. And I just keep them all in this little silicone for finishes cupcake holder. Okay, my next finish was from Erin Elizabeth Designs. This was like an immediate, saw it on Flosstube, purchased the PDF, and finished the project all in 1 week. And it's called Lavender. So I had this piece already, and I did not purchase this set from, I think it's Paisleys and Polka Dots. Instead, I'll show you how I FFO'd it. But this was so fun. I picked my own colors. Let's see, I did this on 25 Count Heritage Vintage Cloth by Lori Holt. And, sorry, bear with me 1 minute. so the little watering can piece, I just made a strawberry with it, and I made a little counting pin to go inside. I did modify, this was all called for was DMC, so I modified by choosing my own floss colors, and I'll give you those in a moment if you're interested. This is some crinkly ribbon hand-dyed from Dames of the Needle, and I love doing strawberries. They're quick. And here's my finish. My FFO doesn't, I'll have to re-glue that. But here's the lavender piece. And let me show it to you close up. And backing up, I used 3 different kinds of silk florals. There's like a purple thistle, a tiny little purple flower, and then lavender sprigs. Now the black trellis, I'm going to show you the package that I bought from Hobby Lobby. And also inside is this, this is actually wood shavings. I'm going to show you that close up in a moment. But for those of you who like a primitive aesthetic, the wood shavings are really so nice. They're just like the grass that you would buy in the, you know, for Easter time, but you'll see when I show you the package. And then I just cut up all of the florals with my wire cutters, got a styrofoam block, and then arranged all of my sprigs in there. And I did do some straight up and some going to the left and to the right to make it look a little bit more natural. This is just an unfinished piece from Hobby Lobby that I painted. Yeah, so let me grab that piece that fell off. This is the seeds piece, and I used, this is where my hot glue was, I used a round circle, wooden circle that I got from Michael's. I think it was like at their dollar spot. So there's 2 wooden circles that I used for this. One is with a piece of batting on top and then my stitched piece over it. And then I taped down my piece on the back of that one circle, and then I just put another circle on top. And then there was a little bit of a space in between, so I added the natural color Rick Rack. And that will go right on my trellis when I hot glue it again. But it just goes right here. So let me show you the components for that. So in the spring shop where all the gardening stuff is, it was sold in a 3-pack. And the one I used is the largest size. So if you're interested on finding that, that's what those are. Super cute for like, maybe even like the stitching with the housewives pieces, or some of the smaller pieces that are really cute for springtime. Or even if you're doing a patriotic arrangement and want to stick that in there, if you do a red, white, and blue one. But anyway, I thought these were really cute. Okay, this is the wood shavings package that I was talking about. I mean, I can't tell you enough how much I love this stuff. It's called the Aspen Wood Collection, and it's 100% aspen wood is what this is made out of. I love it. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys in case you want to put some in like a dough bowl. It goes perfect with my aesthetic. All right, let's see. Any other? Yes, I do have one more fully finished object that I want to share with you. And it has a whip in it. So I will share my whip in a minute. But this is the Jamie Stitch Case 2 by Winding Rainbows, Christine Sherman. And this is the front and the back. I have been going to stitching in hand because I really love, if I'm going to spend the money on the nice linen, I really want to feel it, and stitching in hand has been, I don't know, it's been more relaxing for me than like holding on to that Q-snap. I will still use my Q-snap when I use my frame for my larger pieces, but and also because I really love being able to pack everything in these envelopes. So here is the inside of the stitch case, the pockets, this is an entire, the front of it is an entire felt piece or flannel piece. And then this was the first time doing snaps. So my mom told me, give it a try because it's so easy. She said, you can do it, a while back when I was doing my first stitch case, and I did not do the snaps because I was afraid. But this is the inside. So anyway, I really enjoyed using the snaps. And so that's the Jamie Stitch Case 2. Okay. I think that was all of my finishes. Yeah, my FFOs. So the sampler pair, the lavender display, and the fresh pears quilt, they were all new starts and FFOs this month since I've seen you last. Okay, so I want to start with my whip. So I did show you that I finished the lavender display. Now there's another piece that is, and this is where I'll share my floss with you that I'm using. There is another piece called Lavender Honey, Erin Elizabeth Designs, and I'm working on that right now. And I have that in a stitch case that my friend Betty Heck made for me. She used to be on Flosstube, but not anymore. And this is where I have left off. So I just got a little bit of a start on it. And again, this is the 25 count vintage, Lori Holt Vintage Cloth and Heritage. And I love the feel of stitching this in hand. And these are my floss colors, and I will share with you what they are. Just bear with me while I put everything away. If I don't put everything away, it just gets, you know, you know, gets messed up. Okay, so I'm using 4-leaf clover classic colorworks, holly jolly holly, barrel cactus, 12 grain. These are all classic colorworks. Muddy puddle, thundercloud, black coffee, hickory sticks, a Weeks Dye Works mulberry, classic colorworks again, Wisconsin woods, Weeks Dye Works bee's knees, and classic colorworks queen bee. So you don't need nearly as many for the lavender pattern, but for the lavender honey pattern, it calls for all of these. Okay. And let's see, my next whip is For the Love of Nature by Teresa Kogut in the Teresa Kogut fabric bag. And I am stitching this on 32 count fox and rabbit ballet slippers. I am also stitching this in hand, and I am using some substitutions for the floss that she calls for. So it does call for some DMC, and I'm using all of those. And then I'm using a combination of mostly Weeks Dye Works, and then there's one classic colorworks stuck in there. My thought is that I want to make a pillow out of this and put it in a basket. We will see. I'm not really sure yet, because the way it's looking, I don't know, I may want to frame it. But this is my progress so far. So sorry about it, it's so wrinkly right here. That's where I had it in the Q-snap. So I've working on that underbelly of the deer there. So that is really fun to work on. This is usually my Saturday project. I usually sit and watch TV on Saturday and stitch on this. And next, I've got Consider the Lilies. So, I believe you all probably know what this looks like. It's been a while since I've shown you the accessories that I'm using for this. So I've got this in big old bag. Here's my stitch case that I'm using to keep my extra needle minder, extra clips, my scissors, and I am almost done with the page and moving on to the next page. But this is Consider the Lilies. I usually will stitch on this on Sunday, And I am using some substitutions, various over-dyed flosses, and I'm stitching it on 32 count fiber on a whim milk and honey. These are all of the colors I'm using. And my friend Cecilia, if she's watching, this is for you, Cecilia. My coworker, she likes when I twirl my floss. A lot of floss. And this is on my stand. So let me pull that over so I can show it to you. So I am working on this butterfly right here. So I got a good bit of progress from the last time I saw you. I think I worked on this urn, and the starting on the butterfly there. I got nervous because I recalculated this. It's going to be tight. 32 count. It's a fat half. But it still says I'm going to have enough. So I'm trusting that stitch calculator. Oh, and you can barely see it, but there's a star of one of the angel's wings right there. I love the colors in this. This is another one that I'm really enjoying. Okay, and then next is Sarah's sewing bag, and I have that in another envelope. I have shown this to you before. I'm stitching this on 36 count Lakeside linen in the color Fawn. So this is from Stacy Nash. This is the back side of it, and let me show you a picture of the other side. So I guess that this is actually the back side that folds over, and my progress, let me show you the floss that I'm using. Let's see, did I substitute any? Yes, I did substitute some colors. The color palette is really pretty. And my progress, I've gotten to the tree, which is really fun to be stitching on. So I finished the one side, and last time I saw you, I had just wrapped around to the other side and got the dog, some of the grass, the tree, and some of the blossoms on the tree done. And super fun to stitch. All right, let's see, I've got a new start, Miss Bingley's Library, and that's what's in the new stitch case that I just sewed up. The one that I just showed you. And it's Plum Street Samplers, Miss Bingley's Library. That's a character from one of the Jane Austen novels. And I'm using a variety of over-dyed flosses. Let's see, I did substitute a good bit of these. So these are my colors. And I've just gotten a little start on that. Let's see, I'm stitching this on 40 count Steinbeck by Needle and Flax, and just a little bit started on that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, the last whip that I have is another new start. Actually just started it last night. And I've got that in French General project bag that I made. And it's one of the new Blackbird design releases called Thy Love More Strong, so I'm sure you've seen it. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I actually got home from work last night and I had it on my mind, and I was like, no, I can't start another thing. But you know how that goes. So I am stitching this on 36 count Grace Notes fabrics called Hazelnut Cream. This will fit in an 8x10 frame, so that's nice that it'll fit in a standard frame using 36 count. I have substituted some of the floss colors, and these are the floss colors that I'm using. So I'm making my house more, it looks pink on the cover, so I guess what I'm doing is making it look like the cover, because the house, at least the floss color that is called for, I think it's cappuccino, is more brown, the one that I have. So I'm using more pink. Now there is, if you belong to the Fans of Blackbird Designs Facebook group, Patricia Geary, if you search in that group for Thy Love More Strong correction, she lists a correction there. So if you go ahead and do that, it's just basically something small with having to do with a floss color and a symbol. So go ahead if you're stitching that and look that up if you missed it. So these are the three pinks that I chose. The blue, the greens. So when I'm finished stitching this, or if you want to know what threads I'm using, I'm happy to share with you. And let me show you, just have a small start. This is the top left, starting the border. So I think this is going to be really pretty. I really miss stitching Blackbird Designs after finishing Our Lasting Friendship there that I showed you last time. So I really think I want to always have a Blackbird Designs project going. All right, so that was also a new start since the last I saw you. Those are my whips, and next I'm going to share with you a couple things that I've purchased that I think you might like. I got from what is Primrose Cottage, Emily's conversion, Emily's Classic Colorworks conversion for American Welcome. And oh here, it's like, where's a conversion? So these are the colors. I won't tell you what they are because she spent a lot of time converting the colors, but they're so pretty. So you can, I believe you can still get the pattern and the floss from their Etsy shop. Okay, and then I was watching Colorado Cross Stitcher, and she finished her crowns and shields from Blackbird Designs, and she has on her website a free pattern for the Fruit of the Spirit over 1. If you go to her website, you can download, so that in the cartouches here, she put the Fruit of the Spirit, each of them in each cartouche. And I loved that idea. So I wanted to share that with you in case you missed it. And I'm going to do my best to link everything that I mentioned today in the description. Let's see. Okay. I told you that it was my first time putting snaps on my project bag. Well, if you watch, I think it was our first or second video, my mom mentioned she uses cam snaps. And I got this on Amazon, and it's a kit. And so I found, I left the gun, or not the gun, the crimper upstairs, but it came with the crimper and everything you need to start adding snaps. And it comes with all of these snaps. It really is super easy if you've never done it. So I wanted to share that with you, that you can buy the kit. And it was really affordable for all of these. Cam, K-A-M. And then I have been enjoying these. I really like these gold toned frames. My mantle, I don't know if I can pan around and show you. Let me see. Let me try. Let me try. I know I've showed you my mantle before. Let's see. So you could see I've got quite a bit of greenery on my mantle, and I thought, sorry about that, guys. Trying to do it slow. Okay. I thought that these gold frames would look really pretty mixed with the greenery. I picked this up on Amazon. Oh my gosh, isn't that gorgeous? And I think if you search for vintage gold frame on Amazon, you'll come up with this. The company is actually got the name Vintage in it. And then I purchased from Amazon seasonal botanical prints. This one are cherries, and I thought that is so pretty with all the greenery on my mantle. And then if I change my mind and want to put a cross stitch piece in here, I can. Now, Chris, the camping stitcher, she had a genius idea. She's bought a couple frames she mentioned on her Flosstube that had that didn't have a complete back that completely came off, that detached. It's actually hinged on the side, and she just went down with an X-Acto knife and cut it off so that it actually can detach. And that is an amazing idea. I will definitely keep that in mind, because it does make it so much easier when the entire back can come off. This one does not. But I did want to show you some of those botanical prints from Amazon, and it's called Vintage Botanical Prints. It's a set of 6 8x10 unframed. Let's see if I can show you the tag. I don't know if you're able to see that, but let me show you. This is, I thought this would be cute for the winter, the lemon and the orange. And then for the fall, I thought the pomegranate and the apples. So my new find that I want to share with you. Let's see. Anything else that I had to share? One more thing before I go. I was watching somebody on YouTube. Oh, Cross My Stitches on YouTube. And she has a video on how to soften Ada. So I'm thinking about my Jolly July plans, and I want to do this Joy to the World by Stitching with the Housewives. I do want to make a pillow out of that. And she, I don't know if you're aware, but if you stitch with Witchelt and you don't like how stiff it is, I was able to soften the Witchelt fabric using her video. So I will link it below. It's a game changer. So I can actually stitch in hand with this and it not be too stiff. So this is Witchelt Chalkboard Black, and it's usually very stiff. Like, if you stitch with Witchelt, or you know what I'm talking about, if you've seen Witchelt, then you'll know and understand. But so I have that ready in my packet here for when July comes around. So I feel like, I know May is what, tomorrow, and people are talking about Mania plans, and I feel like I've already started. I got a head start on Mania with all these new starts. So that's all I had to share with you. Thank you so much for joining me, and if you have any questions, I would love to hear from you. I love reading all the comments. Thank you for commenting. And until next time, bye.